This news update is brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.
This is the 7 a.m. Barbados Today update for Tuesday, January 7, 2014. I'm Kamar Jordan. Government is throwing its full support behind the restructuring plan for Clico International Life. This from Finance Minister Chris Sinclair, who says though the plan does not yet have the backing of OECS governments, Barbados intends to go ahead with implementation of its portion of the proposal, which has been put forward by the company's judicial managers.
Of course, you know there's a deficit between what is owed as liability and what is the asset value. I believe it's about $400 million, but they're going to do a current valuation to see what's the difference. Once that is done, we will invite those persons who have EFPAs to take a traditional annuity structured appropriately to suit their investment. Those persons who are corporate, and that's with the individuals, those persons who are corporate, from my memory, will be given interest in the new companies and in the asset companies, and from there we expect that that the orderly restructuring of that entity should be well on its way.
Sinclair says the Four Seasons project is also still on the cards. However, he told a news conference yesterday that the Al Barak saga has not yet come to a satisfactory conclusion.
There is a proposal for an investor to purchase the property, for that investor to then lease it back to government. We believe that that proposal went to the court. The court accepted it but asked for additional things to be done. Those things are currently being done. We are negotiating the proposal to see the terms and conditions for the sale and lease back. It came to the Ministry of Finance, it came to me, in fact, and we did not support the terms. We felt the terms were far too generous to the person who was investing. We've asked for a renegotiation of those terms, and once that is done, then hopefully we will be able to take a decision and get that particular saga behind us.
The Finance Minister also says that several major investment projects are in the works for 2014. Among them, the Pierhead Marina, the waste-to-energy facility at Vaucluse in Thomas, the alternate cement factory, and 750 lower-to-middle income houses at the Ridge in Christchurch. Meantime, the opposition leader has scoffed at Sinclair's statements to the press. Mayor Montley says the full scale of the island's economic difficulties have not yet been revealed. And she also says there's no clear program of restructuring, and she's questioning the silence of the Prime Minister on the ongoing crisis.
We continue to face the issue of the spectacle of having to print money. Our reserves continue to have an underlying downward trend. And perhaps even more worrisome, workers today will continue to be more trepidatious of their future after hearing him, particularly since the start of this massive retrenchment program that got off to an unlawful start on the 31st of December with the drainage unit. But above all else, the Prime Minister remains mute. And in remaining mute, we have to ask, what will it take for the duly elected leader of Barbados to come to the fore and to speak to his people?
And still with news of impending layoffs, at least one secondary school is putting measures in place to assist students whose parents are being retrenched. The Parkinson Memorial School is raising funds to ensure none of them are displaced. Principal Jeff Broom says the students are currently being identified and meetings will be held with their parents or guardians.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
McInerney Quality and Consolidated Finance invite you to trade in your old car for a new one. So, bring your car and come to McInerney Quality in Wildy. That's right, all trade-ins are welcomed. Any make or model, we'll trade towards your new car. Plus, you get 2 years free insurance when you purchase a Kia, Mazda or Ford. And with on-the-spot financing by Consolidated Finance, you can drive away with something new. So, bring your car and come to McInerney Quality in Wildy. All trade-ins are welcome.
Turning to the region now, a 9th grade student in Jamaica has reportedly died of a heart attack. The teen fainted at the Marymount High School yesterday and was taken to a health facility where she passed away. The Education Ministry says it's saddened by the student's sudden death and that a team of guidance counselors has been dispatched to the school. The Education Minister is scheduled to visit the school later this week. Internationally now, same-sex marriages have been halted in the American state of Utah. The U.S. Supreme Court ruling is due to a legal challenge to the state's ban on gay nuptials. Gay marriage has been allowed in Utah since December 20, when a judge there lifted the state's ban, calling it unconstitutional. More than 900 same-sex couples have since tied the knot in that U.S. state. Well, that's our 7 a.m. update. Join us again at noon. In the meantime, log on to www.barbadosday.bb for more news and sports. Subscribe to our e-paper, or better yet, like us on Facebook to get more news and sports. I'm Kmar Jordan. Stay tuned. The Signia Business Minute is up next with Vic Finance.
This news update brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Catch your sun power.
The Business Minute is brought to you by...
To my people out there working hard to expand your horizons, chasing a flawless dream. Keep your eyes on the prize and we don't look back. It's forward thinking, on to the new stuff. It's time to lay bricks on the foundation of your future.
Get set for Signia to be sure the world will be yours. Take you to exceptional, incredible new heights. And get set for Signia.
Signia, quality solutions for your financial needs.
This is the Barbados Today Business Minute for Tuesday, January 7th, 2014. I'm Vic Fernandes. We start with news out of the tourism sector. It seems visitors are finding cheaper ways to enjoy holidays in Barbados, and it's biting into profits for some. Executive Vice President of the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association, Sue Springer, says many families and groups are opting to split the cost of villa or condominium accommodation rather than pay nightly rates at hotels. They're also using more public transportation rather than hiring vehicles or taking taxis, and choosing smaller, more affordable restaurants when they want to eat out. It's no surprise, then, that there was a big drop in tourist spending during the first 9 months of last year. Springer says it led to as much as a 20% drop in retail revenue for the hotel sector. And there are concerns that high wage bills and taxes are making it difficult for hotel properties here to compete with those in other parts of the world. Managing Director of the Crane Hotel, Paul Doyle, says those are two of the biggest challenges.
And when we have to pay duty and the rest of the world that we compete with doesn't, it makes it very difficult.
With the Barbadian SOL Sol Group acquiring SO Bahamas, dealers in that island are waiting to see what's next for them. They're expecting contracts to remain the same for the next 3 years, but there hasn't been any formal word from officials at the Kiffin Simpson-owned conglomerate yet. The SOL Group purchase of SO Bahamas is part of a wide-ranging deal that will see it snap up ExxonMobil operations in 6 other Caribbean territories. And now for today's financial tip. When you suddenly become unemployed, you may need to adjust your budget and stretch whatever available money and severance you get as much as you can. It may mean canceling the cable and not going out as much for dinner, but frugality will be a necessity. And that's been the Barbados Today Business Minute. I'm Vic Fernandes. Join us again on Thursday. Until then, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb for more business, news, and sports.